Hello, 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 and welcome to the World Series of Poker Online Bracelet Series. The final table is here. Finally. First place, $159,000. The remaining nine players, all guaranteed, $13,542. I am David Tuchman. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got some big names at this final table. Involved in this pot right now with Jesse Boo is Joey is a mush, making his second World Series of Poker final table in 2 years. That is the very well known and well liked streamer Ryan Depaulo, who apparently, by the way, right now, he's going to win this hand with a seven, who apparently right now is just on the side of the road in New Jersey, streaming in his car. What a boss. Joey is a mush. That is Ryan Depaulo with 9.6 million chips. He is our chip leader right now. Right on his left is Earl Grey. Who's Earl Grey, you say? Well, yeah, it's terrible tea, but that's not what I'm talking about. Earl Grey is Jack Salter. Jack Salter, just 32 years old, career live tournament earnings of 8.2 million. He was a runner-up in the 2014 APAC to Scott Davies, who made a final table earlier this series. That is Earl Grey. Love him. Blinds right now, 100,000, 200,000. Joey is a mush. He's going to raise it up. Earl Grey moves all in. Once again, thank you all for joining us. Big shout out to my man Jeff Platt, who has been streaming from his own channel each and every day. He plays and then he streams. Who loves it more than Jeff Platt? Thanks for the raid. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Long Car Poker, what's up, my man? We got to get you in the booth. PR3Y, Big Handsome 647. Sam Wise, Lull Water Music, The Funky Crusher 420, Joke, Bully Boy, Vegas Poker. Thanks for joining us here, guys. Just me tonight. We're running soloed right now. We'll get some guests in over the next few days, though, for sure. On these late ones, we never know how long it's going to go. Kind of nice to bring you guys into the mix. What's up, Cronzilla? I see you. Another big name here. You might know him. That is Olophobia. That, my friends, is Shannon Shore. A little bit about Shannon Shore, by the way. This is Shannon Shore's 77th World Series of Poker cash. This is all courtesy of Norman Chad, by the way. He is among the top 10 all time for most cashes without a bracelet. Not necessarily a list you want to be on, but hey, 77 cashes, nothing to sneeze at. What the list you don't mind being on is how's this? He has two third place finishes, two second place finishes, including a runner up in last year's 5K to Daniel Strelitz. So Shannon Shore at this final table as well. Just boss after boss after boss. And it just seems like each and every night we are getting so lucky with these final tables. Unbelievable stuff. What's up, the Mayor Pete? Matt the Mush in there saying get Lonkar in to call. Yeah, no, we will definitely get Lonkar in the booth at some point. We're also going to get Bustin' Balls, Robert Kuhn, the Poker Guru in here as well. No doubt. And once again, I want to thank all of you for joining us here. We had 2,427 entries. That's right. 2,427 entries, our biggest field so far in this online poker series. 1,624 unique, 803 rebuys. 15-minute levels. Each player started with 20,000 in chips. And here we are. One of these lucky 9 players going to win a bracelet. And of course, first place, 159,000. James DeBear says this one doesn't look like it will be an early one. Yeah, average stack, is that a point where we could be here for a little while? I mean, none of these final tables are that long, though. Like I said, Jeff Platt does all the heavy lifting. He's the starting pitcher. He gets us to the 9th inning. He gives me the ball. The team's got the lead. All I got to do is throw, I got to throw what, 11 pitches, and I'm done for the night. I love this job. Yeah, of course, Ryan Depaulo here. Chloroform date says Depaulo only deals with big fields. Ryan Depaulo, by the way, finished 3rd last year in the $400 Colossus. So a lot of players, he has no problem with that whatsoever. He took home $208,000 for that third place finish last year. Looking to see if he can close the deal here tonight. Once again, I am David Tuchman. Thanks for joining us tonight and every night in the month of July. Each and every night, it looks like Jeff Platt is going to be streaming on his own channel. That is twitch.tv/Jeff Platt, starting at 10 p.m. Pacific. And then once we get to the final table, like I said, he hands the ball to me. We get 3 outs and we call it a day. Amazingly, about Shannon Shore, all those cashes, all those final tables, not even a circuit ring to his name. Certainly one of the most respected poker players in the industry. Would love a bracelet right now. Joey is a mush with the raise. Joey is a mush, takes it down. See if we can get a little bit more information about the rest of the players at this table. Jack Salter, by the way, $2.5 million in just WSOP earnings, $8.4 million in total winnings, and here he is playing a $500 tournament. I'm repping hockey each and every day if I can. Jesse Boo is going to raise this up. Joey is a mush, makes the call. Ryan Depaulo first to act here. Don't know a ton about the rest of the players at this table, unfortunately. But the big three, of course, Shannon Shore, Ryan Depaulo, and Jack Salter. Ferris 2000 asked, do I have a Canucks jersey too? I don't. You know what? I would love to get one, though. Little Quinn Hughes. I can go that. I can go old school, like a little like Pavel Bure. I'm all about that. Low water music asking if I'm letting the beard go for hockey coming up. That wasn't the thought. I just get lazy. The wife likes the scruff, so, I'll let it go. Then I'll cut it back. Then I'll let it go. But it's not a bad shout. Got an all in here from Ryan Depaulo, our chip leader, putting some pressure on the short stacks. Huge ICM implications. Obviously, pay jumps are enormous. Difference between 9th and 6th, $17,000. Ryan Depaulo playing the big stack and playing it well. Disco Chad asking which one is Jack Salter. That is Earl Grey on 7.5 million chips. And that one gets through. Joey is a mush up to 11.5 million chips. Really starting to put some distance between him and the rest of the players. Has to worry a little bit about Earl Grey on his left. Obviously, Jack Salter, a formidable opponent, and being on his left could create problems. But at this point, if Joey is a mush, could double up one of the short stacks and still be the chip leader. And that's huge. Eddie Town 23 says the only negative thing about you, Tuck, is you root for the wrong New York team. Yeah, such is life, man. Listen, I grew up a Jet fan, a Met fan, a Knicks fan. It's a sad, sad life. Blinds 120,000, 240,000. We're going to play this out until we have a winner. Again, the remaining 9 players all guaranteed $13,542. First place, $159,000. Pretty crazy, right? Billy Hall of Fame, Billy Ho 43. I don't know if that's Billy Hall of Fame or 3. Either way, says no coon or I'm sorry. Yeah, pretty shocking, right? Ryan Togerson and Robert Kuhn, aka Bustin' Balls, have seemingly made every other final table. Pretty shocking to be watching this down from say 35, 40 people and not see them involved. Once again, this is a $500 buy-in tournament. Started with 2,427 entries, and we're down to our final 9. Another pot for Ryan Depaulo. Can you feel the hype? Is this Garden City Parkway? The Garden State Parkway hype? Is he right on the highway? I'm wondering where he is. I mean, being from New York, we used to take that to go down to AC all the time. Where is he? I need to know. Norman Chad with another delivery today. Today he didn't bring me donuts though. Apparently he thinks I'm fat. The guy brought me vegetables. He brought me kale, carrots, and tomatoes. What's up with that, Norman? My kids ran to him, all excited because they thought they were getting donuts, and he threw kale in their face. Casket Romance points out tomatoes aren't even a vegetable, right? Thank you. What's up with that? All in here. No, sorry, not an all in, but effectively an all in. Jesse Boo puts two million in there, leaves himself 291,000 behind. So apparently he's in a Whole Foods parking lot. Okay, it's not quite as gangster as I thought. I mean, if he was like in a Vons or an Albertsons, that'd be hardcore. But Whole Foods, I mean, what's going to happen to you in a Whole Foods parking lot, right? We are on a 5-minute break. I don't take breaks. I mean, like I said, we're only here for an hour. What's a break for? Perfect time to address the chat. You guys can hang out here. By the way, Filthy Diaper, who's on 2 million chips, he is currently our short stack. That is Shawn Ruane. He has 3 live cashes. His biggest one is 480th place in the 2018 main event. So a couple of years ago, he cashed in the main event, but 3 live cashes in his entire career, and here he is at a World Series of Poker final table. Pretty insane. Of course, the big names at this table: Shannon Shore, Ryan Depaulo, our chip leader, and Jack Salter. And they are all right next to each other. So that certainly makes for an interesting thing. Ferris 2000 says, I can't believe there's actually a Whole Foods in New Jersey. PR 3Y points out, I mean, it's Jersey, so you never know what's going to happen. Good point. Big Handsome 647 says, if he was in the middle of Newark, I'd give him props. If he was in the middle of Newark, I would get him security. Shawn Ruane, by the way, is Filthy Diaper. We can't confirm this, but it appears that chat was fairly sure that this is Michael's brother. I can neither confirm nor deny this, but maybe. Lawn Car Poker said, I just text Ryan, confirmed he is in a Whole Foods parking lot. That's pretty awesome. Oh, you're right. Meg91680 says he should be at a Wawa's. Seriously, like Southern New Jersey, Philly area, you cannot throw a dead cat without hitting a Wawa's. It's pretty crazy. Some notables that cashed in this event. Some big names, by the way. Loco for Coco. 2 deep runs in back-to-back World Series events here. That's Cammie Hudson. Certainly a name to watch in the poker world. Run Good Julie cashed in this event. Daniel Negreanu, of course. Max Pescatori. Sean Daniels, who's having an amazing series. He cashed. Our own Jeff Platt. Who doesn't love Jeff, right? Jeff crushing it. He's already made a final table this series. Then he backs it up, cashes in this event. So he's got 2 cashes now. Kate Lindsay, Sam Grizzle coming off a third place finish at the World Series of Poker. He cashed as well. James Mackey had a really deep run. I believe he finished in 15th place. MIG. I still remember commentating on him in some online highlight shows way back in the day. He was an absolute online crusher. So James Mackey with a deep run. Anthony Zeno. Harrison Gimbel. Erica Lindgren. Again, another deep run from Erica after making a final table. Nick Pupillo. Kevin McPhee, all with some deep cashes here today. Yeah, Bully Boy says Wawa's in Jersey is like Waffle House in Georgia. Everywhere you look. I will tell you, man, the deli sandwiches at Wawa's. No, I like those. I haven't been to a Wawa's in forever. C. Calcano says Wawa is the GOAT. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Like, there's 7-Elevens, and then there's Wawa's. And there's no comparison whatsoever. No comparison. I mean, it's like, I'm trying to just compare. Like, give me an analogy for our poker players, right? Wawa, 7-Eleven, right? No comparison. We're back. Blinds 120,000, 240,000. So one thing we will say about Filthy Diaper, that is Shawn, he does have 185,000 in online winnings on 888 Poker New Jersey. Took down a 2019 Sunday 100K guarantee on 888 for 28K. So obviously he's been playing poker and playing well online. Give me action. I'm not so sure he wants action. And he doesn't get any action. He's up to 4.2 million. Once again, blinds 120,000, 240,000. That's for another 10 minutes. Get a raise here from Ryan Depaulo. I mean, if Ryan knew he was going to make a final table, and obviously nobody can predict these things, I wonder, do you get a hotel room then? You know? Action folds around to the blinds. RG Doc in the small blind, and Olophobia, Shannon Shore in the big blind. All this research I have, courtesy of Saum, who does an amazing job over at PokerGo. And then occasionally I get some text from Norman Chad. Thank you, Norman. Jack 8-6, 2 diamonds out there. Ryan Depaulo, the original raiser. He raised under the gun. RG Doc defended in the small blind on a relatively short stack. Yeah, this is flop that should theoretically hit his range. That Jack 8-6, couple of diamonds out there, and RG Doc is just going to go with it. He's up to 3.5 million. Depaulo down to 10.6. Couple of Jack Salter notes, by the way. That once again has Earl Grey. He got his poker start playing $3 sit and goes on PokerStars. Was a consistent loser, like many of us were when we first started. Still, eventually, he became an online sit and go savant. Seldom played live at first. For a long time, he's been traveling with his younger brother, Lewis, who's also a poker pro, to most of the live events worldwide. And of course, yes, runner-up in 2014 to Scott Davies in the 2014 APAC main event. Cali Funk pointing out that Ryan is like 15 minutes from home. Okay, fair enough. Still nine-handed. We have not lost a player. I want to say this is the longest we have gone at a final table so far in the first 12 days of July, where we haven't seen a player eliminated yet. Action folds around to the blinds. Shannon Shore did not try to steal on the button with the chip leader behind him. And Jack Salter in the big blind. And this is interesting here. We get a raise, 3x from Joey as a mush. Most players do raise a little bit bigger out of the small blinds. And Jack Salter gives it up. Bodhister in the chat. Of course, Matt Bodie won a bracelet earlier on. Great tweet. Got to his father's basement, jumped in there, tweeted it out. He's like, I'm ready to roll. Boom. And he kind of predicted. I mean, if you look at his Twitter feed, he predicted that he was going to win a bracelet. Now, I know a lot of people come out and say, oh, this is my year. I'm going to win a bracelet. But his prognostication skills, top notch. Get an open, get a 3-bet to all in, and Joey is a mush folds. Jack Salter up to 8.2 million. Really interesting dynamic with the chip leader and having Jack Salter directly on his left. Obviously, it goes without saying anybody would take Ryan Depaulo's spot, right? He's the chip leader at a World Series of Poker final table. But all things being equal, he can't like his seat position. Having Jack Salter directly on his left, and then Luxbox 89, also who has 7 million on his left also. I mean, that's just, we do have an all-in here. Ace King versus Jacks. There's the ace. Filthy Diaper has to fade a 2-outer on the river, and he does. Big double up for Filthy Diaper. Luckbox now down to 5.3 million. Filthy Diaper on 4.1 million. Vegas Poker says, can we confirm that Ryan actually has to be at work at that same Whole Foods at 6 in the morning? That would be convenient, right? Bodhister says Depaulo probably has 4x the ICM experience compared to everyone at this table too, though. Yeah, Ryan obviously with a ton of online poker experience. I cannot speak to that particular fact, but I'll take Bodie's word for it. Jeff Bosky in there. What's up, Jeff? Thanks for joining us. Somebody says here, I love the fact that you have to say Filthy Diaper as long as he's still in. Come on, I'm a dad. It's no big deal. Trust me, I have seen some other names. I mean, there's somebody was making a deep run a few days ago, which was, and their online name was PP Poo Poo. No, I think that was all PP Poo Poo. RG Doc, by the way, that is Dominic Richard. He finished 23rd in the 2017 Millionaire Maker. Talk about navigating their way through huge fields. That tournament had 7,761 entries. He came in 23rd. That's RG Doc. Another pot there for Joey is a mush. He's back up over 11 million. Chris2856 says, welcome to online streaming names. Yeah, no, I'm not, it's not new to me, which is why I say, no big deal. Filthy Diaper takes home the bracelet. I mean, I've said worse things in my life. I'll put it that way. Flawless says, I wonder what Jeff Platt is up to right now. Yeah, Jeff Platt's been doing a great job. You got to hand it to him. Right from the get-go, obviously Phil Hellmuth made that deep run, and he kind of just grabbed the bull by the horns and said, I'm going to stream this. And people have been watching and loving it. And then you pair that with his great run. He made a final table as the chip leader. Unfortunately, not much went his way. Everybody was short stacked, and he ended up getting knocked out in seventh place. But over 2,000 people were watching him stream, and it was such an amazing show. Really enjoyed that one. Yeah, EJ Horton. I'm hoping that guy doesn't make a final table because that's going to be awkward. Billy Hoffer says Platt is awesome. Yeah, no doubt, my man. Pappy Van Winkle, how's it going? All good over here. Mr. Terry 007 up to 5.3. I want to congratulate C Note. C Note is a regular contributor in the chat. He came in 14th in this particular event. We were all pulling for him. Unfortunately for him, had to step aside in 14th place. They make you do that when you lose all your chips. It's unfortunate. Disco Chad saying, yeah, Mr. Terry 007, that is Terry Fleischer. Yes. By the way, Dominic Richard, who is RG Doc, also has 100K in winnings over on 888 New Jersey. So we got a raise here from Give Me Action. He got the action he wanted, right? Olophobia, Shannon Shore, still looking for that elusive bracelet. He is going to effectively move all in. Not quite. Still the same purpose there. He's up to 4.8 million as that does go through. And we are still nine-handed. Gunner Poker in the chat. Gunner Poker had a great run as well during this series in the chat. Young Pam Fighter says, new here. Are these players gambling with real money? Well, this is a tournament, so the money you see on the table is not actually money. It's tournament chips. Each one of these players spent $500 to enter a tournament. They each got 20,000 chips to play poker with. This tournament started at 3 p.m. Pacific, so about 11 hours and 11 minutes ago, they started this journey. We're down to our final 9. I'm 91% sure that young Pam Fighter was just trolling, but hey, there might be somebody out there who was new, who just stumbled upon this, who doesn't quite understand. And we're here for everybody. Longcar Poker says he's going to Tahoe this week for some of these. That's where I'm at. Yeah, man. My biggest regret is that I am not in Tahoe for the entire month. What was I thinking? Once again, thanks for joining us, guys. I'm going to ride solo tonight. We're going to have some awesome guests the next few days, but we've been having some lagging issues lately, so they were kind of annoying. I love having the guests. To me, the show is all about you at home watching this and the guests. And if I can, pull some knowledge out of them, it's great. And I promise you, the guests are coming back. We're gonna have a really cool slate of people that are lining up to join me in the booth. But the lagging issues were annoying me. So tonight, it's you and me, and these 9 players battling for a bracelet, and of course, nearly $160,000 up top. Longcar says that would be awesome. Get a cabin out in Tahoe for the month. Dude, my pipe dream is to own a little cabin in Tahoe. Own a little cabin on the Nevada side. I tell you, if the World Series of Poker, if an online bracelet series becomes a thing, then it becomes even a better deal to get a place in Tahoe, right? Get a raise here from Joey as a mush. And by the way, I don't think that's that far fetched. Filthy Diaper is going to make the call. 10-10-8, 2 diamond flop. Get a 560,000 continuation bet. Filthy Diaper. Not a ton of room to do much with just 2.9 million. It's not the short stack anymore, though. Jesse Boo is that. You know, little Jesse Boo. All in from Filthy Diaper, not afraid. He's up to 5 million chips. Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo on 10.1, almost 10.2. Anyway, so somebody earlier in the series, somebody asked Jeff Platt, "Hey, do you think even after COVID, do you think this online bracelet series will continue, or will they play live?" The live series is not going anywhere. Okay, rest assured that is going to be around for a long, long time. It's just it's summer camp. It's amazing. It's not going anywhere. But with the popularity of this, and if a couple of more states get on board and the demand is there, it wouldn't shock me at all if we had a separate online bracelet series. Not necessarily at the same time. They don't need to be. You've got the live series in Vegas from May 28th until, July 15th. And then have an online bracelet series over 3 or 4 weeks, a different time of the year. And especially, like I said, I mean, if you can get 4 or 5 states involved in a post-COVID time where people are not afraid to kind of travel and go to different states, and events like this, instead of getting 2,427 entries, they might get 24,000 entries. And if the demand is there, I guarantee you the World Series of Poker is going to put something out there. That's going to happen. And frankly, if that happens, my ass is in Tahoe. Jesse Boo, by the way, and Give Me Action are both mysteries. Each of the screen names have less than 5K on 888 New Jersey. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So unfortunately, we can't find anything about these particular players. Getting all in here from, well, sorry, not once again, not an all in, but we can see Mr. Terry 007 not going anywhere. That's for sure. And that is going to get through. Mr. Terry up to 6.9 million, just a tad under 7. Filthy Diaper now down to 4.1. Jesse Boo continues to be our short stack. KB says it's 6 a.m. in New Jersey right now. Sun is coming up. Whole Foods will be opening soon. Yeah, I'm intrigued by this. So Ryan Depaulo is in the Whole Foods parking lot, right? Presumably, security guards are going to drive in, workers are going to drive in, and they're just going to see him there playing poker. That's awesome. Speaking of Ryan Depaulo, he's in the pot here. Him and RG Doc. 7-3 deuce. Joey is a mush, is going to bet, and he's back up to 12.7 million. Got to give him credit. He was up to about 12.5, 13 million, lost a couple of small pots, had to fold when some players shoved all in on him. And he was back down to about 10, but without much risk. And to me, that's always kind of the mark of a great player. Somehow, you don't even notice it. And without any big confrontations, they add 20, 30, 40% to their stack. And that's exactly what Ryan Depaulo has done here. Once again, last year he came in 3rd place in the Colossus. This year, chip leader at the $500, the big 500, no limit hold'em, event number 12. KB says, yes, it's 5 in the morning. You're right. It's actually 5:18 in the morning. I didn't want to correct you, KB. It's all good. It's nearly 6 in the morning. I think your point is well said, though. So Luckbox, by the way, on 4.45 million, that is Hayden Fortini. And this is his 4th cash of the series. So 4 cashes in this series, just 12 events in. Got to give him credit. Terry Fleischer, by the way, has a circuit ring. 2017, he won one at Planet Hollywood. He also took down a 2019 Win Poker Classic. That was a significant tournament, a $1,500 no limit hold'em for 184K. That is Mr. Terry 007. Don't discount him. Yeah, Mr. Terry, by the way, Terry Fleischer with 1.9 million in live earnings. He's been around a while, 183 cashes dating back to 2001. He has multiple six-figure scores, 2 of them in the last 4 years. And he has raised right here to 560,000. Hayden Fortini, by the way, Luckbox, cashed in events 4, 6, 8, and 12. He has 590,000 in live earnings. Earl Grey, Jack Salter, defends the big blind. He checks. Mr. Terry checks it back. Deuce of diamonds on the turn. Long car poker asking where I live. I am in California. I am in Pasadena, California. That's Southern California. Probably about like 15 minutes from downtown LA. This is definitely the longest we have gone without an elimination. I mean, I feel like half of the events we've covered up till now we're pretty much over by now. Iceman 10,000 says, so Luxbox should skip event 13. Yeah, it looks like he does well in the even numbers. Head Smasher 3610 say, when's the main event? Well, there are over 80 bracelet events from July 1st all the way through September 6th. Oh, we got an all-in and an all-in over the top. We've got some action here between Filthy Diaper and Give Me Action. Give Me Action should be really strong here. I mean, this is an under-the-gun shove and then an under-the-gun 1 reshove. Ace-Queen versus sixes. There's a 6. It's over. Filthy Diaper is going to essentially double up. Give Me Action. Well, how about if I give you, instead of action, I'm going to give you $13,542 for 9th place. Congratulations, Give Me Action. Well done. We're down to 8, and Filthy Diaper, suddenly a player now with $7.5 million. So as I was saying, over 80 bracelet events spanning from July 1st all the way through early September. July 1st to the 31st. We've got a bracelet event each and every day on WSOP.com. On July 19th, in just 6 short days, the events start as well on GG Poker. The WSOP.com events are for people that are physically in Nevada or New Jersey, while the GG Poker events are for all of you lovely international folks. Chris2856 says, I don't like the call with Ace Queen after the under the gun all in, but GG. Yeah, I don't. Might have been a little bit on the lighter side. I would have expected that's got to be the worst hand he's doing that with, right? I mean, he doesn't have a ton of chips. I mean, he did that with what? 11 big blinds? But an under the gun shove, he's under the gun 1 in a full ring game. I don't know. What does chat feel? I mean, you got to imagine that Filthy Diaper, that's going to be one of the worst hands Filthy Diaper is going to have there, right? Another Hold'em says, we need a California series of Poker Tuck. I would love it, man. I would love it. It's funny, I was covering an 888 event as well today. And somebody asked, why isn't 888 in Australia? And I said, listen, all of these sites would love to be in all the places. I mean, trust me. I mean, WSOP.com would love for it to be legal to play in all 50 states and all over the world. They make more money. It's a business. So, unfortunately, right now that is not the case. Hopefully, Pennsylvania, now that poker is legal there, hopefully if the next online bracelet series, at least they're included, maybe another state, maybe 2 or 3 other states get involved as well. Like I said, even if you get 5 or 6 states involved, the numbers throughout the first 12 days have been amazing. I mean, our lowest turnout was over 800, and today we have over 2,400 entries, and that's just 2 states. New Jersey is one of them. I mean, imagine it was a real state and not Jersey. Huh. You guys like that? Come on. If we can't make jokes about New Jersey, what's the point? RG Doc, all in, ace 7 versus ace queen. Not looking good for RG Doc. Oh, how about another 7? That would be so sick, wouldn't it? RG Doc got in 8th place. Congratulations to RG Doc. Once again, that is Dominic Richard. It's going to add an 8th place World Series of Poker final table finish to his poker resume. Add $17,474 to his bank accounts. And we're down to 7. The remaining 7 players, by the way, guaranteed $22,825. Jesse Boo, still our short stack, just continues to ladder up. Billy Hopper says, New Jersey is my least favorite state, but the Borgata is nice. Okay, Jersey's not that bad. But I'm a New Yorker, right? I mean, what do you expect me to think about Jersey? By the way, Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo up to 15.8 million chips. He is now at the point where there's only a couple of people at this table that can really hurt him. And you wonder, with all of his ICM experience that Matt Bodie pointed out he had, how he wields the big stack sword. Olophobia, Shannon Shore, 77 World Series of Poker cashes, no circuit rings, no bracelets. Can he get this all in through? He can. He's up to 4.1 million. Where's everybody watching from? We have any international viewers? I know many of you obviously in Europe. Good morning. Good afternoon to some people out there. Yeah, so once again, if you want to play on WSOP.com, very simple. The bracelet events all start at 3 p.m. You got to be in Nevada or New Jersey. You don't have to live there. You just have to be in the friggin' state. That's it. Just be there. All in again. No, sorry, not an all in. But between you, me, and the postman, Shannon Shore's not folding. Jesse Boo in the big blind, not going to call. And 2 all-ins from Shannon Shore, and he's up to almost 5 million. And then, of course, the GG poker is for international. What do I see out there? Quincy, California, Maine, Australia, England, India, Southern California, New Zealand. What's up, New Zealand? Ontario, Canada, Norway. I love my Norwegian friends. Canada, be more specific, man. Hood Smurf. Canada's a big place. Canada is ruling the chat. Michigan. Denmark. Vancouver from Ferris 2000. And he wants to point out that's the best part of Canada. I am a fan of Vancouver. I love Vancouver. Vancouver is on my short list of places that I could theoretically move to if I ever left Southern California. My wife and I have an approved list of places we could theoretically move to, and Vancouver is on that short list. Sweden, in the house. Radio Dave says, I love LA. Poker Pro 2525 says, shitty, boring Illinois. Dude, I mean, there's parts of Illinois that aren't bad, right? Got an all-in here from Mr. Terry. He's going to get it through. Back up to 5.8 million. 7 players remain out of a starting field of 2,427. New York. Mikey Mayhem says, what do New Yorkers think of Toronto? I love Toronto. Toronto's a great city. Toronto, Montreal. Growing up in New York, drinking age is 21. We used to take trips to Montreal all the time so we could drink. Labatt's Blue was my beer of choice back then. Chill Hard says Montreal is my favorite city ever. Yeah, I spent many a fun night on St. Catherine Street. And for any of you out there that know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Dallas in the house. Mr. Terry Fleischer, got almost 2 million in live earnings, plus a circuit ring. He's up to nearly 7 million chips. Jack Salter, that's Earl Grey. Jesse Boo is all in. He's going to get called here. He's got no fold equity. Rafik says, what's your favorite golf course on the planet? Any golf course that's really forgiving. I don't mind tough greens. I don't mind sand traps. But if I had to play in a place where, like, I get a little slice or a little hook and suddenly my ball is in a bunch of rocks, I'm annoyed. Ace 10 here for Jesse Boo. Looks like a chop, maybe? It is a chop. Jesse Boo actually ends up adding about 300,000 to his stack with that chop. Shogun TV says, when will they add online binks to Hendon? I don't know. To me, listen, I like Hendon Mob. They're fine, but why there isn't one place, and I'll put it out there. You guys want to do it. There's clearly a need for it. Why there isn't one centralized place that has live and online all together is just insanity. And if there is, and I don't know about it, let me know. Billy Hoffer says, ugh, hate the ace 10 shove there. Yeah, Jesse Boo is getting real short, though. He was on 1.8 million chips, so he had less than 6 big blinds. Obviously, he's not doing great against Earl Grey's under the gun opening range. But I think there comes a point where you got to get lucky. Maybe it's a little bit loose. I don't know. Ace King 5. Obviously, people talking about the online verification. Obviously that's difficult. And if you don't know who somebody is, well, you can't do it. But a lot of times we can verify who somebody is. And if you can, why not get, all the earnings in one spot? Just put it out there. When PokerStar says chat pros know what's up. Hey, chat pros are always right. Ferris 2000 says, Tuck, you were so sure we weren't going to make second break. I haven't made a second break yet. Right? Get an all in here from Luckbox 89. Luckbox 89, that is Hayden Fortini's. This is his fourth cash of the series, and that shove gets through. He's up to 5.99 million. Yeah, we have not made a second break yet. Maybe we have, maybe one, but I don't think so. Most of these final tables have lasted about an hour and a half. I just got a text from Chad Holloway who says, Poker News can often confirm most players at the final 3 tables. So just head over to Poker News, find out who everybody is. Good stuff. Eddie-Town 23 says, Tuck, who's leading the player of the year so far? I don't know. I mean, I know obviously Ryan Togerson has a back-to-back just phenomenal finishes. Finished in second, and then 24 hours later, he won a bracelet. Obviously, Poker Guru, Bustin' Balls, a.k.a. Robert Kuhn, having a phenomenal series as well. Ian Steinman, a Poker Joker, also doing quite well this series. How many of you guys caught Daniel Negreanu's rant? I'm sorry, but I thought that was hilarious. And I will tell you that after watching it, and then after seeing Daniel Negreanu make fun of himself on Twitter, I actually told him, I put a tweet out there. I said, after watching this, I like you more, seeing that you're actually human. Because we've all been there, right? We've all been there. The computer doesn't work. Something's that you want to just, I want to just break this stupid thing, right? We've seen that. We've been there. And I think for, the last 15 years, I think many of us thought, are these superstars, are they even human? Do they have emotion? How do they not tilt? Well, there you go. Yeah. PDXPBNY says the best part of his rant was his apologies to the puppies. Yeah, that was so. Oh, I'm okay, baby. I'm okay, baby. No, it's okay. It's okay. Daddy's just mad at the iPad, not you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought it was funny. If you missed that, you got to check it out. And like I said, I'm not doing this as a. If anything, seeing that Daniel Negreanu is human makes him even more likable. And I know that Daniel Negreanu can be a bit of a polarizing figure for some of you guys out there, but I'm a fan. I think he's great for the game, and I'm a fan. My dog is actually in the room as well, but he is lying down, not interested at all. Well, I have 2 dogs. One dog's in the room, the other one's on the couch, and he doesn't care if I scream. That's awesome. Vegas Poker says, I was at D-Neg's table when he did that, and I stole his disconnected blinds. True story. Hey, what are you going to do? I mean, the guy's disconnected. Are you going to fold to him? No, of course not. Habs for Life says 3 Jersey days in a row. Yep. I was repping Barzal 2 days ago. I had Alex Tuck, and then tonight I got Mario Lemieux. Hockey's back. I'm excited. I mean, live sports are back. At this point, I would watch darts, right? I mean, with 2 little kids in the house, between the shows they want to watch and between Hamilton being on like 11 hours a day, I'm losing my friggin' mind. Okay, so give me sports, please. Get a little action here. Joey is a mush. Going to take that one down. He's up to 17.2 million chips. He is now at the point, and this is really significant. He is now at the point where if he doubled up anybody except for Jack Salter, I think he would still be the chip leader. Not quite, but you get my point. I'm trying to think if he doubled up Filthy Diaper would be ahead of him. But he could double up anybody and still be second in chips. Ryan Depaulo is just crushing. Will he win his first bracelet? Here's the all-in, and this is not a move because Shannon Shore has committed himself. Shannon Shore bets $3 million. Joey is a mush, all in. Jack Salter has not snap folded. Does he have a decision? He does fold. Shannon Shore can't fold. Nope, ace-9 versus kings. There's a king. 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds. No diamonds are in there, though, and that is it. Neither player with a diamond in their hand. The river irrelevant. And Shannon Shore's hunt for a bracelet will have to wait another day. Again, Shannon Shore, 77 cashes. Multiple second and third place finishes, including a second place finish last year. He makes another World Series of Poker final table. He is such a talented poker player, but still waiting for his first circuit ring, still waiting for his first bracelet. He does add a 7th place finish to his resume, and he wins $22,825. We're down to 6. The story is Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo with 21.9 million chips. And now he can double up anybody and still be a chip leader. His career live tournament winnings, 225,000. Ryan's claim to fame was a YouTube video he uploaded in 2018 titled, "He hit 4 video poker jackpots in a weekend. Insane." Apparently he was playing slots when he was 12 years old. I'm a fan. I met Ryan last summer. I'd heard about him, but I got to meet him last summer when he finished 3rd place in the Colossus, and I commentated on him then. Pretty exciting moment here. Blinds 200,000, 400,000. Hey, how about Jesse Boo? Jesse Boo is our short stack. 9 players left. Short stack. And he's now laddered up. So in terms of, EV, this guy is just killing it. I mean, he was supposed to get knocked out in 9th place and take home 13,500. Yeah, maybe you ladder up one spot and you get 17. He's already guaranteed 30,000. Atmosphere says Tuck kept calling him the New York Kings fan, the New York Knicks fan in Colossus commentary. If I remember correctly, he was wearing that. 5 deuce versus Jack 10? Don't tell me. Do not tell me that Jack High is going to win this. Jack High just won that. Are you kidding me? What? Wow. Okay. It's his tour. Just give him the bracelet. Just drop the mic, walk out. Ryan Depaulo is going to win this, right? Yeah, Jack High. Jack freaking High. And look at Jesse Boo. He has just laddered up. He just made another $10,000. He's just like, cha-ching, count in the money. Give me the money. I'm going to fold and watch all you guys get knocked out, and I'm just going to make more and more money. Joey is a mush is up to 27 million. King 8 versus Ace Queen. 2 pair for Ryan Depaulo. Only a 10. We'll save Jesse Boo. That's not a 10. 3 of clubs on the river. Jesse Boo. You did so well, Jesse Boo. You came in 5th place, take home $40,000. And Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo has 30 million chips. Nobody else has 7. With ICM considerations, I'm just wondering, I'm not an ICM expert. You guys are. Can Joey as a mush, can he just shove all in every time, no matter what? I mean, the rest of the players, what can they do? The difference between 4th place and 2nd place, by the way, is $45K, right? There's a $45,000 pay difference between 2nd and 4th. How good a hand do you need to call if you're Earl Grey, if you're Luckbox, if you're Filthy Diaper? I can't confirm this, but this could be the first time in the history of the World Series of Poker that somebody wins it from a Whole Foods parking lot. Habs for Life wondering if he's wearing the Knicks jersey. I remember he was wearing one last year. I still can't get over the Jack 10 5 deuce hand. Terry Fleischer, though, what a performance from him, huh? He's a player. Mr. Terry 007. Getting closer and closer to that 2 million mark. We're down to 4 players. Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo on 29.5 million. Jack Salter still in the mix, though, with 9 million. Yeah, I doubt Joey wants to be calling off. He wants to be the aggressor, right? Use his big stack. Gluten free 17 cents. Can I watch this final table again? You can watch it again and again and again. Whether you want to watch it on YouTube, Facebook, or here on Twitch, wherever you want to watch it, you can watch it over and over again. It's all archived. They're all there for you to watch. Hey, Loncar, can you text Ryan Depaulo and see if we can get him on the show afterwards? See if we can get him to call in. By the way, all of Ryan Depaulo's channels and sites have the word degenerate in their names, which you got to love, right? EJ Horton says Earl Grey wants to win, giving no mind to ICM. I don't believe that, EJ. These guys play for money. Yeah, he wants a bracelet, but money is money. And I mean, listen, there are a handful of people out there that, yeah, they're not gonna they're not gonna make some tight folds for ICM purposes. Like a Bill Perkins, for example. He's gonna go, I'm going for the bracelet. I don't care. I do not believe that is the case with Jack Salter. I could be wrong. Ryan Depaulo's pinned tweet from July 3rd, by the way. I keep getting booted off the site telling me I'm not in New Jersey. I challenge anyone who works there to come see and smell the filth I see right now and tell me I'm not in New Jersey. His Twitter profile bio says, I make plus EV vlogs about my negative EV poker play. Queen 3, King 10. Luck box. True to his name. Can he avoid the king of the jack? He can. And Luxbox with the win there. Filthy Diaper not all in there. He still has 2.8 million. Luckbox up to 7 million though. But this is all about Ryan Depaulo right now. Once again, I'm David Tuchman. Thanks for joining us. 2,427 players started this about 12 hours ago. And we are down to our final 4. Okay, the chat is just screaming for me to say Parker or Parkour. What's that all about? Help me out, guys. Joey's all in. Joey is a mush, all in. Filthy Diaper makes the call with the ace king. There's a king. There's a deuce. There's the ace. Two pair over two pair. Filthy Diaper with the full double up to 8.9 million. Joey is a mush. Still with more than half the chips in play on 24.8 million. By the way, he tweeted an hour ago. I think people are showing up for work at the Whole Foods. This is so awesome. I love my job. Blinds are 200,000, 400,000. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. This is a good one. Brandon for Johnson says, watch the YouTube. I'll watch it after. I can't watch it now. I'm busy. Can you just tell me? Okay, hold on a second. Let me go watch YouTube. I'm always hesitant to say something that people urge me to say in the chat because, I mean, it could be like code for something really awful, right? I mean, this is my job, guys. Ah, okay. He always says it in his vlogs. Okay, I got you. Fair enough. That makes sense. I've watched a couple of them too. I guess I just wasn't paying attention. Somebody says, who is Tonka? Is Tonka in the house? I love Tonka. Where's my boy Parker? Is he here? Thank you, EJ Horton. Appreciate it. Joey is a mush on 25.6 million. This is a really interesting final table, especially now with these four players. Who wants to go for it? Again, the pay jumps are enormous. I mean, you're talking about a $500 tournament where the pay jump between fourth and third is $19,000. Pay jump between fourth and second, $45,000. Ace King versus Ace 8. There's the 8. Can you fade the river? You can! Luckbox 89, not lucky there. He got it in good, but unfortunately for him, Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo hits the 8 on the flop, and it holds. And we are three-handed. Luckbox, congratulations to you. That is Hayden Fortini's fourth cash of the series and his best one by far. And he earns himself $53,624. We're down to 3. The difference between second and third place, $26,000. I mean, when you win an all-in with Jack High, it feels like you're destined, right? We'll see if that comes to fruition right here. Earl Grey, of course, that is Jack Salter. Filthy Diaper is Shawn Ruane. That is Michael's brother, who finished fourth in the 2016 World Series of Poker main event. Shawn, by the way, looking for his first bracelet. In fact, be interesting to see if he could rub it in Michael's face if he can win this bracelet somehow. Shawn, by the way, with 185,000 in online winnings on 888 New Jersey. Ace Queen 4, 2 clubs out there. We're seeing a flop. Look at that. We still have some chips here. I mean, if somehow the other two players were to double up, I mean, we've got some poker. We've got well over 100 big blinds in play. Blinds are popping up in 2 minutes, which certainly will change things. Radio Dave says, how long until break number 2? How about a minute? Yeah, we're going to do our best. If Ryan does go on to win this, and obviously that's still, very much up in the air. I have seen players, I have seen chip leaders, even dominating chip leaders like this, not win bracelets. Happens all the time. But if Ryan does win this, we're going to do our best to see if we can get him on the air. So when this ends, if Ryan wins, don't go anywhere because we'll get him on. We'll ask him a few questions. Joey is going to limp in from the small blinds. I believe this will be the last hand before break. Check, check. Small pot here. Jack Salter's going to bet 1.2 million. I think this is really intriguing to know what Ryan Depaulo is actually limping in with in the small blind with such a huge chip lead. I mean, why not be aggressive? Unless he's trapping, but I mean, it's just a really bizarre line from Joey as a mush. I mean, with this many chips and the fact that Jack Salter and Filthy Diaper are so close in chips, why not be aggressive? And I wonder if he was. I mean, if he was limping in to kind of set a trap, and now he's trying to think, man, what do I do with this? What was a strong hand pre-flop, not a great run out type situation. Well, Ryan Depaulo in the tank here. He makes the call. 9-4, pair of nines here for Earl Grey, for Jack Salter, going for value and getting it. And he's up to 12 million chips. And I'm wondering, I don't know what Ryan had that hand. Maybe Longcar can text him and ask him. But my guess is that Joey had a big hand pre-flop that obviously just did not work out for him. I'd be surprised if he had just, some sort of trashy hand and decided not to raise with it and played it in this manner. Kind of a bizarre play. So players are on break because that hand took so long. By the way, the play is actually going to resume in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So again, we're not going to go anywhere. I'm going to have a swig of my water. I'll tell you, that's the big difference between you do a Twitch stream on your own like Jeff Platt and you can drink wine. I would be here drinking wine and beer and other sorts of things. But, when you're doing it for the World Series, obviously, I've got to be a professional. No drinking here. Josh Townsend says, what a bet on the river. Three-handed, you got top pair. I think that Salter was pretty confident he had the best hand there. If you're not going to bet top pair, regardless of a kicker three-handed, you're just not going to, you're not going to win many tournaments. Chillhard says, seems like it doesn't hurt Depaulo, but Earl is stacking now. Yeah, I mean, now you're in a little bit of a different situation. I mean, if Joey is a mush does double up Earl Grey at this point, you realize that, suddenly Earl Grey is the chip leader. And no disrespect to Filthy Diaper, but I have to imagine, you're looking at Jack Salter, who's on your left, and you're looking at Filthy Diaper across the table. I have to imagine that Ryan Depaulo would rather play Filthy Diaper heads up. And again, no disrespect to him. Mickey Blue Eye says Charlie Carroll won 1.2 million PokerStars main event playing in a Mexican Starbucks. That's pretty cool. It's a good story. Thank you to Mayor Pete. Man, it's been a weird summer, right, guys? It's been a weird year. But, I remember, back in February and March when Timex was putting it out there like, hey, who wants to bet on the World Series of Poker not happening? All of us were kind of like, really? Come on. It's going to happen, right? And here we are. Obviously, we'd all rather be at the Rio. We'd all rather be in Vegas. But, in lieu of that, at least we have this. And I want to thank all of you for joining us here. 6 in the morning now on the East Coast, 3 in the morning here on the West Coast. And of course, wherever you might be in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us. We're back. Blind still 200,000, 400,000, but that changes next hand. And then we go up to 250, 500. Again, the pay difference between third and second, 26,000. Joey up to 29 and a half now after that one. Casket Romance says, I wouldn't rather be in Vegas or the Rio. I had never been to Las Vegas before, and I have no plans on ever going. Live poker blows. Online is where it's at. Hey, man, to each their own, but I will tell you, as somebody who's played online and played live poker is amazing, man. I love it. I miss it. And if you're a fan of poker, going to the World Series of Poker has to be on your bucket list. It really is just an experience like no other. You walk in and just the sea of tables, and you hear the chips being shuffled. It's amazing. Three-handed, 160,000 up top, and of course, the most coveted piece of jewelry in all of poker, a World Series of Poker gold bracelet. I mean, listen, I love poker. Pardon me. I love poker. Online, live, I love it all. But, if I have a choice, I'm going to take live every day of the week. But that's how I grew up. I'm a live poker player. Jack high flop. $2.4 million in there. Filthy Diaper, our short stack by far. Killer Queen 2019 says I played the Big 50 last year. It was amazing. Only would have been better if I cashed. It's always better if you cash. I remember when my dad came a couple of years ago to the World Series, and he was just like, and my dad, he grew up playing poker. He got me into poker. $5.3 million in there. Action on Depaulo. Depaulo's all in. There's the call. Ace nine, no good. Huge call there from Filthy Diaper. And now we've got a game. The kid in the Whole Foods parking lot going to be feeling the heat a little bit right now. He's still fine. He's got 50% of the chips in play, and that's what he has to remember. Right now, he has to think, okay, hey, I am chip leading. I have 50% of the chips in play, and there's 3 players left in a World Series of Poker for a World Series of Poker bracelet. I'm playing for 160K. Unfortunately for him, Filthy Diaper had top pair. Wasn't going to fold that. But game on now. And these two battling once again. This time, Ryan Depaulo is going to raise the flop on a queen 10-10 2-club board. Are we going to get fireworks? Ten high flop. Jack Salter is Earl Grey. Earl Grey is Jack Salter. Blinds 250,000, 500,000. Thanks for joining us here. The WSOP.com online bracelet series. We're in day 12, event number 12, the big 500, 2,427 entries, and we're down to our final 3. Got an all in here. Does Ryan call off? No, he does not. Filthy Diaper up to 14 million. We continue. This heads up, this 3-way match. Been at it for a while now. I want to thank all of you for joining us. Mickey Blue Eyes. Thalo. I hate poker streamers. Why, man? Why you gotta hate? Poker streamers are cool. T-Pop 30. Gutty Love. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll be here until we crown a champion. One of these players is going to take home a bracelet and $160,000. All a raise from Jack Salter. Filthy Diaper, once again, that is Shawn Ruane. His brother Michael finished 4th in the 2016 World Series of Poker main event. Shawn doesn't have a lot of live experience, at least live scores, I should say. But he does have about 200,000 in online earnings at 888 New Jersey. Seems like the first time in a while, Ryan Depaulo not involved in a pot as the other 2 players battle it out. Jack Salter wins that one. These guys are, I mean, They're not particularly deep, but they're not short stacked. I mean, nobody with less than 20 big blinds right now. And you have three players at the table who all know how to play this game very well. This is what I live for. This is what I love. Queen, Queen, 8. Jack Salter, Ryan Depaulo matched up in this one. Pot's 2.18 million. Depaulo checks. Action on Salter. He bets $1 million, a little bit over, 1.1 pretty much. There's the call. Pot now 4.3 million. 6 of hearts on the river. Doesn't really look to change much. Jack 4 is good. Jack 4 is good. Jack Salter did not take a shot at it. And Depaulo back up to 25.7 million. Wow, indeed. Kev Math in the house. What's up, Kev? Kev Math and I go way back. I tell you, Kev Math's so good for poker. Give him some love in the chat, guys. All in here from Salter. See if Ryan Depaulo calls off. It's 8.7 million for him to call. Pot's 11.4. Not getting a great price, but they are three-handed. He is not going to pull the trigger on that one. And Salter back up to 11.4. Good morning, Kev. Yep, 6 in the morning right now on the East Coast. So it is officially morning now. Many people waking up. And if you are waking up to the series, we got some exciting news here. Ryan Depaulo playing for a bracelet. Jack Salter, remember him? Back in 2014, he was a runner-up to Scott Davies in the 2014 APAC main event. Guy has over 8 million in live earnings. Plays a lot of the high rollers. He's on 11.3 million. And then Filthy Diaper, that is Shawn Ruane, who plays some online poker in the Jersey area, plays on 888 Poker. His brother came in 4th in the main event a couple of years ago. Vanessa Cade in the chat. What's up, Vanessa? Good to see you. Poca Paloma. It's like we're getting the whole different crowd in the chat now. Guys are like waking up like, oh, I'll watch some poker with my coffee. Daniel Negreanu did finish in the money. Some other notables that did cash in this event, by the way. Sean Daniels having a great series. Katie Lindsay. Sam Grizzle with another one. Jeff Platt, of course, who's been streaming each and every night. He cashed for the second time in this series. Got an all-in here from Jack Salter. Filthy Diaper deciding what he wants to do. James Mackey, an online beast from the past. He cashed. Finished in 15th in this event. Shannon Shore made the final table. Anthony Zeno. Erica Lindgren, fresh off a World Series of Poker final table, also cashed in this event. Max Pescatori. Run Good Julie. All cashing here. What's up, Eddie Town 23 in there? Jack Salter being a little bit aggressive the last few hands, now up to 14.5 million. Filthy Diaper down to 19 bigs. McGuire 13 says it's pronounced Ruane. I figure if I pronounce it like 6 different ways, one of them will be right, right? Shawn Ruane, Ruane. I think you're right, though. Buying in this tournament with just $500. It's the big 500. We had 2,427 entries. Prize pool over a million. 371 people were paid in this event. And of course, these three, the final three. James the Bear, what's going on? Gunner Poker still there. Jean Paul the Great. Once again, if you're just joining us, Ryan Depaulo is actually in a Whole Foods parking lot in New Jersey. You imagine at some point, very shortly, some woman is going to go there in yoga pants, fresh from her yoga class, to get her freshly squeezed juice. And she'll wave and she'll say, "Hey, Ryan, how you doing? I was watching you in the live stream. Now I've got my kale juice." Strictly Jack says, "Why is he in a parking lot? Why not?" Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a strong move from Ryan Depaulo with the check raise shove on the river up to 26 million and change. I hate poker streamer says kale lemon ginger baby. I mean, what's wrong with paying $11 for a juice, right? Vanessa Cade says, "I love that there's still coverage of these. Thanks for doing it, Tuck." Well, I appreciate that, Vanessa. I love it. So much fun. The good people at PokerGo and at the World Series of Poker decided to put this on. So this is their production. I'm just here for the ride. I made the analogy earlier on that Jeff Platt has basically been the starting pitcher for the entirety of this series. He's been going 8 innings, handing me the ball for the ninth. I throw 11 pitches and call it a day. Well, I guess you know what I let a runner on. I blew the save, and we're now in the 10th inning, and I'm trying to get the win. Right? Sports analogies all day. M Chava 1123 says, "What production? They sent you a $20 mic? I'll have you. This is my own mic, and it costs a lot more than $20. I've got a good mic system here, man." Well, DePaulo didn't hit a flush, but he hit a deuce, and it was good enough. He's back up to 28 million. Blinds going up 300,000, 600,000. So remember a couple of minutes ago when I said, and all the players are pretty deep. Not so deep anymore. Filthy Diaper now on 9 million chips or just 15 bigs. Thank you, Positive Chap. I mean, at some point, I probably have to get a new mic, but it's a pretty strong mic. Luke Dillon says, "Earning your money tonight, Tuck." In fairness, for those of you who watch the World Series of Poker streams throughout the years, and I've been doing it, I've been fortunate enough to do it for quite some time now. Started obviously in the black booth way back when, before PokerGo. We've done it on ESPN. But some of those streams that we did 12, 13, 14-hour streams day after day. So all things being equal, I miss those. Those were fun. Blowman says, "Are you streaming from underwater?" I don't think so. No, no water here. Do I sound like I'm underwater? CBX says, "I thought you were a New York fan. Why the Penguin jersey?" You know what? I am a New York fan, but I was always a Mario Lemieux fan growing up. You know, I'm a fan of greatness, and Mario Lemieux certainly was great. So, out of respect. Poker Spear says, "If you want to know how big this is for Ryan Depaulo, watch his World Series of Poker videos from last year. He was in awe just being at the Rio. Of course, last year, he finished in third place in the Colossus. That was probably about 13 months ago. And of course, here he is going to at least equal that mark and possibly get his first bracelet. Ace six fives. Saum in the booth says, I hand taped all of your soundproofing for that booth that we built 5 feet away from screaming drunk fans. True story, guys. So every single year, the guys who did the production, the great Maury Escandani, he he would ask me each and every year and go, okay, so we're thinking of putting you in like, one of the hallways to get you away from, and I'd be, no, 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 I want to be in. I want to be in the Amazon room. And he would just laugh at me. And I'd be like, no, no, I want to feel that energy. And unfortunately, obviously, we've gotten to the point we can't do that anymore. But I love that. I mean, I love just being in the black booth, and I could open the door and you could hear the drunk English rowdy crowd screaming. Once in a while, people just drunk, just stumbling into the black booth. JRB, Mike the Mouth. But that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And for anybody who wants to know, that black booth mojo was real, no doubt at all. Ryan Depaulo, once again, 225,000 in live earnings, almost all of that last year in his third place finish, the Colossus. He won 208,000 in that event. Positive Chat says, guys from the UK are world famous for their loudness. Hey man, that British rail is always a lot of fun. The best British rail we ever had was for Barney Boatman when he won his bracelet. That was an amazing rail. Atmosphere says, why did the World Series of Poker delete your old streams from the archives? I don't know. I'm sure they're somewhere. Yeah, the year Barney Boatman won, after he won, the British rail was just going through the Rio hallway, and they came up with, like, just in perfect British fashion, they came up with a Barney Boatman football chant, cheer, and they just went back and forth and just kept chanting and cheering for him. And it was wonderful to see, kind of the new school British players paying respect to the old guard when Barney Boatman finally won his first ever World Series of Poker bracelet. Speaking of old guard English players out there, Neil Channing, there's a guy who was this close to winning a bracelet. And when he didn't, it would hurt him. Ace Queen versus fours. Fours hold. The fours hold, and we are heads up. Shawn Ruane gone in third place. He'll take home $72,409. And what a marquee heads up match. Ryan Depaulo, Earl Grey. Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo versus Earl Grey, Jack Salter. And there's not much in it right now. Jack Salter with 20 million chips, in fact, basically. Joey is a mush with 26 and a half. Heads up for the bracelet. The loser of this heads up match will take home $98,000. The winner, 159,000 and change. They're basically playing for 60K and a bracelet. Neither one of them has one. Pot's 3.75 million. GBR Breakdown says, can they do deals or is it straight battle? It's straight battle, man. Wow, what a big hand there. Tens. Monster hand right out of the gate. And just like that, Jack Salter, our chip leader. Orntino says, dumb question, but will they physically get a bracelet? Yes, they will. It's not a dumb question. I know in the World Series of Poker online bracelet event preview show, great show by the way, you got to check it out on PokerGo, being hosted by Ali Najad, Maria Ho. They do a great job. They do recap shows. They do the preview show. In the preview show, Ali Najad referred to them as digital hardware. Make no mistake, it's not digital. You might be playing online, but you get a gold bracelet. Josh Townsend says Jack Salter plays awfully well, it appears. Come on, Ryan Depaulo. Yeah, this is not going to be an easy bracelet for Ryan, but I honestly don't know who has an edge. I have not played against either player. I don't have enough experience with either player commentating on either player. I have commentated on both of them in the past to know who has an edge and heads up play. But I think it's pretty cool to see these two battling for it. I mean, I'll put it this way. Whoever you think has an edge, their edge is so much smaller than you think it is. I'll put it that I can tell you with much certainty. If you're in the camp of Jack Salter has an edge or Ryan Depaulo has an edge, my guess these guys play 1,000 matches. Maybe it's 52-48. There just aren't enough blinds in play. I mean, this is such a small sample size. And both these players, obviously, with a lot of experience. GTO commentator in the house. What's up, Henry? We're going to get Henry in the box at some point, too. Henry Kilbane just killing it, playing poker, commentating on poker. We love him here at the World Series of Poker. Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo with just about 225,000 in career live tournament winnings against Jack Salter, who has 8 million. On paper, it appears to be like a David versus Goliath, but we know that Ryan Depaulo has the experience. We know he plays online. Thank you, GTO. Appreciate that. PDXBNY says anyone can win a WSOP bracelet. Case in point, Jamie Gold. Man, shots fired. The one thing about Jamie Gold, people love to, for lack of better word, shit on Jamie Gold. But I will say this. He might have had the most dominating main event. He might be the most dominating main event champion we've seen in the last 20 years. His performance from the start of that series, from the start of that main event until he finally won, was as dominating as any. I'm not going to come out and say he was the best player. No, we know he's not. There have been plenty of main event champions out there that are far more talented poker players. But for 1 week, he was as dominating as anybody has ever been. I mean, there have been very few main event champions that went wire to wire. Somebody saying Joe McKeon was dominant. Yeah, listen, Greg Raymer was dominant at the final table. Joe McKeon, ridiculously dominant at the final table. But were those players dominant from the get-go? Go look back, guys. Joe McKeon absolutely crushed. But keep in mind, the main event just doesn't last the final table. The main event is, 7, 8, 9 days long. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Jamie Gold is the best player. I don't think he is. I mean, I think the players in that conversation, maybe Joe Cata, maybe Joe McKeon, maybe Greg Merson. Plenty of main event champions that are far more talented than Jamie Gold. I just point out, like I said, if you go back and look at the 2006 World Series of Poker main event, he went wire to wire. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know if Jamie Gold was ever even in danger of ever. I don't even know if he was ever all in for his tournament life. Think about that just for a second. Greg Merson on day 5 was down to 2.5 big blinds before eventually going into the final table as the chip leader and winning it. I'd have to look it back, and maybe Kev Math or some other reporters out there certainly know better than me, but I'd have to look back at the 2006 main event. I don't know if Jamie Gold was ever all in. Just wrap your head around that for a second. That's ridiculous. And there have been plenty of great runs out there. Huck Seed, great run. Joe McKeon, great run. There have been plenty of amazing runs out there. And again, it just kind of proves our point that, over a small sample size, anybody can get really hot. Pairing straight here, sorry, for Salter. He's up to 34.5 million. That was a big pot. Really big pot. In terms of the worst main event champion, I don't believe that Jamie Gold is close to being the worst. With all due respect, I mean, Robert Barconi, come on. Sorry, Robert. Robert's wife, by the way, I played with her. She can play. She is a player. Robert, by the way, a very nice guy. Just not a particularly good poker player. Heads up here for the bracelet. Can Ryan Depaulo come back? It looked like it was in the bag just a little while ago. He had over 30 million chips. But you got to give Jack Salter credit. Earl Grey navigated his way through this. He had a great seat position. He was on the left of the chip leader throughout this final table. And has been able to avoid the landmines, navigate his way through, and now he's heads up here. Pair sixes for Joey is a mush, and Ryan Depaulo back up to 17 million. Still, though, has a lot of work to do. Blind's now 400,000, 800,000. Not a lot of chips in play. Don't take your eyes off this one. It could end at any moment. Here's the all-in. There's the call. Queen 8 versus King 10. There's an 8. A 10 or a king ends it. It's the Jack of Hearts. Breathe. Ryan Depaulo with the double up. He's up to 34.7 million. Salter back down to 13.7. The chat is decidedly pro Ryan Depaulo. I'm getting caught up in the chat, but I am objective here. I don't have a dog in this fight. Exciting nonetheless. Ace King versus Ace King. Let's chop it up. Got so excited there for a second. Ace king versus ace king. As we saw, these players certainly didn't need that big a hand to get it in. 2-1 chip advantage, actually a 3-1 chip advantage for Ryan Depaulo. He's all in again. There's the fold from Jack Salter. Another pot for Ryan Depaulo. Joey is a mush, up to 37.5 million chips. Jack Salter down to 10.1. It's been a roller coaster ride, a fun one at that. Dunner says, is this Jack Salter versus Ryan Depaulo? It is. King 4 versus Ace 8. A king or a 4 ends it. Deuce of Diamonds does not, and we continue on. Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo still in the chip lead with 26.4. Jack Salter on 21.5. Obviously, a really small sample size, but from my point of view, it certainly looks that Ryan Depaulo is more apt to be the shover, while Jack Salter really wants to play some poker. Anytime you can take your opponent out of their comfort zone, make them do what they don't want to do, seems like a good thing. It is 6:36 in the morning in New Jersey, where Ryan Depaulo is playing. He's all in again for 28.9. There's a call. Queens versus Ace Jack. Does it hold? Does it hold? It does. It's over. Ryan Depaulo, a third place finish last year in the Colossus. And then this year, about 13 months after the fact, he wins a bracelet. He'll take home $159,563. Twitch hype is real. And Ryan Depaulo has just won his first ever World Series of Poker bracelet. What a performance. Dominating this final table. And quite the final table at that. Shannon Shore made this final table. He was gone in 7th place. Of course, Jack Salter, with over $8 million in lifetime earnings, finishes in 2nd place. He takes home just under 6 figures, $98,621 added to his bankroll. We started with 2,427 players. And when it was all said and done, Joey is a mush. Ryan Depaulo wins it. A World Series of Poker bracelet in the bag and $159,000, all while sitting in a Whole Foods parking lot in New Jersey. We're going to hang on for a second and see if we can get Ryan on the line. So we're going to do our best to see if we can connect with Ryan. If we can do it, we will do it. I promise you that. If we can't, we're back at it tomorrow. We're back at it tomorrow no matter what. Tomorrow, by the way, it's a big one. It's a 1,500 no limit hold'em high roller freeze out. Freeze out means there are no reentries. 1,500, a little bit more than we have been seeing these events for. That is tomorrow. That event starts at 3 p.m. I expect Jeff Platt to start his stream at 10 p.m. Pacific time. I will pick up the action here on YouTube, Facebook, and of course on Twitch once we get down to 9. Once again, I want to thank all of you for joining us. This has been a great ride. One of the more enjoyable final tables for sure. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can get him on the line. which is a shame because I really wanted to talk to him. It's just a great story. Ryan Depaulo, who such a fan favorite. I remember meeting him last year at the World Series of Poker. He came in third place in the Colossus, took home $208,000 for that. And then 13 months later, here at the World Series of Poker Online Bracelet Series in event number 12, he wins the bracelet, takes home $159,000. Unfortunately, we are not going to get him on the air. Hopefully, we can get him on later in the series. So we'll see if we can work that through. So my apologies to you guys. I will do my best. I will reach out to Ryan personally, congratulate him, and see if we can get him on. If not tomorrow, sometime later in this week. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. For everybody at PokerGo, for everybody at the World Series of Poker, we are back at it tomorrow. I'm David Tuchman. Thank you all. Congratulations, Ryan Depaulo. Joey is a mush. Wins the bracelet. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow, guys.